switch. Swim and burn, baby, burn, let's fuck the world up. I had to get it done, cause they ain't real enough. Red letter, fresh nigga, make this shit look easy. Told my mama I'ma die like this, please believe me. The real nigga tick, they hatin', no sweat. If he up it, I'ma blow that bitch, please believe me. Fuck the clout, money talk, tell me what you saying. She said I'm ready, daddy, told her put it in my hand. The other niggas hoe, that's why we in demand. It ain't no cows, no excuses, they don't understand. So just post it, I'm fully loaded. I said got many wives, she said I don't give a damn. Middle finger to the world, screaming we the ones. Just give me the mission, watch I get it done. She say I'm on her mind, she want me on her tongue. She know I'm in a cup, she still gon' give me some. Yeah, I can take a loss, but I ain't taking none. They say it's real smoke, well I got plenty guns. I had to shake them off, who them hating ones. Ain't getting nothing up, nigga, watch I get it done. You got one with this one, Melody? You got one with this one, Melody?
Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Everybody can hear me in the chat. Everybody can hear me online.
Sir.
Most High Christ Shalom. Yahweh, my brothers, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, all my sisters. I'm priest and officer of 1000 Bon Kayal, coming out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And this is the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West, or started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. All right. And if you just tuned in, what we do is we teach the truth about the Bible to so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. All right. We teach you the truth about the Bible because what? What's being taught about the Bible in the earth is not true. There's a lot of untruths. There's a lot of lies being spread about the Holy Bible, that separate, set apart record, man. There's a lot of lies being told about who the most high power is, who Jesus Christ, who we call Yahweh Mashiach in the Hebrew, all the prophets, man, all the patriarchs, who the actual people of the book are, the Israelites. If you so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you're not going to hear this in a Christian church. You're not going to hear this in a Muslim mosque. You're not going to hear this anywhere, all right? You are God's chosen people, and this is an absolute fact, all right? And you have to recognize this and understand this. And knowing this, because most of us don't know our true identity. We don't know who we are, where we come from, our ethnic origin. We don't know what to do culturally. We don't know which way is left or right. We don't know up from down, you know, because we're being led by foolish leaders, man. In fact, we don't have leadership in the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indian community outside of Commandant General Yohana, outside of this school, man. All right, you got to come in here and learn the truth. All right, you got to learn the truth about who we are. So anyhow, today is the Tuesday night brotherhood class, and I'm gonna hold the class down until Captain the 13 Nayathaq Yamyan logs in. All right. What's happening in the world today, man? I saw something that was really interesting that came across my news feed, you know, since the social media thing is all the rave. And it was about, let me pull it up real quick, Trevor Noah. And we all know who Trevor Noah is. You know, he's well known throughout the earth. I think he was on it was Comedy Central. He had a show on that. I think he opened up or he hosted the Emmys or something like that, the Grammys, I'm not sure. But according to the Atlanta Black Star, they headlined Trevor Noah questions whether integration was the best solution for Black people. And I have to say, duh. That's what we've been teaching in here in this school since 1969. We've been teaching the truth about integration. We've been teaching that integration was to the destruction of the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indian communities, man. primarily, let's start with since they talked about the black community, let's talk about the black community. Why were we hell-bent on wanting to integrate into white society? And the floor is open, all right? This is a class, so if you have input, just come off mute, Salakia, boom, 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 we'll get it done. Why was the black community so hell-bent on wanting to integrate into white society? Let me look on the comments and see if anybody's in here.
Salakia, sir. Salakia, sir, if I may.
Most High in Christ. Go ahead, Officer Yanazar.
Okay, so off the back of the civil rights movement, the Christian church, you understand, pushed us to integrate with Martin Luther King at the head of the whole movement. They pushed us to integrate because they wanted to be nearer to the oppressor.
They wanted to be near to the oppressor. Why do you think they wanted to be near? And what's interesting to me is anybody that lived prior to the civil rights movement, prior to the Civil Rights Act, I don't understand why our people would have wanted to be closer to the people that via history have been oppressing them. Isn't that the biggest, isn't that the greatest motivation for the Great Migration?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead, brother. Salakia.
Salakia, if I may, sir. It's just that, like, what we got to remember, because I was alive before the civil rights movement.
Okay.
Or during it. So what we got to remember for a lot of the young people out there, it was a whole campaign. Like, this just didn't happen overnight. Just like a presidential campaign sells you on, candidates, our people, because of the Christian church and the civil rights movement and the people that were behind the scenes pulling the strings, they promoted for years this integration as a means to, to disrupt our progress. And it was promoted like on a daily basis. I'm just telling you, certain things I do remember. It was like, yeah, because black people, because of the Christian church, still thought that, God loves everybody and that the devil was all right. As long as maybe one day he'll just listen and hear us. He's a Christian too, touch his heart, so that was like the basic common position that black people took back then, pertaining to the church, not the people that was not connected to the church, but the people, anybody that was connected to Christianity, which was the majority of the people. They were thinking like that, like we could, get next to the oppressor and we're gonna be good. We're gonna work it out.
Right. Do me a favor. Give me Proverbs 3:31. Let's do some. Let's open up with a milk scripture here. And I can't help but to understand your reason for saying all that, Officer Yanazar. You're right, man. The Christian pastors pretty much promoted this and pushed this idea, this agenda for us to be joined to the oppressor. You think about Martin Luther King Jr. and how selfish he was. He wasn't thinking about, the lower rung of society when it comes down to, Martin Luther King was born with I guess you could say, a silver spoon in his mouth. He grew up. He wasn't born into a family of dysfunction. He wasn't born into, abject poverty and oppression. Martin Luther King had options. Martin Luther King had, education. Martin Luther King had what? The church. He was supposed to, they were grooming him to take on the role of pastoring what? His father's church. Martin Luther King wasn't thinking about the people that are in Cornwallis Homes. He wasn't thinking about the people that are in Massey Hill or Savoy Heights or in Groveview Terrace, Campbell Terrace. I'm naming some of the so-called projects here in Fayetteville. Martin Luther King wasn't focused on the needs of the common Negro. He was focused on what? Satisfying and fulfilling his own carnal desires, his own lustful appetite. That's what Martin Luther King was focused on. All right. He wanted to go across town and eat in the whites only establishments. He couldn't just settle for Negro pie. He wanted whites only pie, you know? Martin Luther King and his ideal of us being equal to the so-called oppressor, where did that come from? Because when I read in my Bible, it doesn't say that we were equal to them. When I read in my Bible, it doesn't say that we were beneath these people that claim to this superiority. All right. And then them claiming their superiority, what does that make you? They debase us. They emphasize inferiority whenever they speak about the so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. You know, the Bible doesn't say that. Just give me Proverbs 3:31 if you can.
I got the scripture for you. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Slaki, can you hear me?
Oh, Con, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, God, sir. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
So-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, historically, that has been, you know, I won't even say the Achilles heel, but the chink in our armor. That's been a fatal flaw of ours, to envy those who have oppressed us over time. All right. We look at so-called white society and we envy white society. We envy those that have laid claim to the Americas. How did they gain America? How did they gain America? I was watching a documentary on Tecumseh and all the Native Indians that went to war against the so-called oppressor. They went to war against the oppressor that had laid claim to their homeland, to their native lands. These Salakia. You know, the so-called Native Indians, man. They don't think they looked at white society and wanted to have the things that white society had for themselves. They saw who the oppressor was, man. So much so it took years for them to realize that this oppressor didn't mean them any well, didn't mean them any good things. You know, we as so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we look to the oppressor and we don't even recognize what he's done in order to have the things that he has. His MO is rape, robbery, and murder. That's what he does wherever he goes. And with that, I'm gonna pass the class off to Officer 5000 Zion Ya'ala.
Oh, clap it up, clap it up. Who all we got in here tonight? We got Durham in the house. We got the Bahamas, Trinidad, Tobago. We in here, man. Hey, shalom, y'all. By Hashim Yah Shabbat to the Akim, to the brothers. Yahweh Shema Alathan, by Hashim Yah Shai, to the sister, Akwatian. I'm priest and officer of 5000 Zion Yala. Out the water bunk, y'all, for rocking what you know what I'm saying, doing what you do, brother. I greatly appreciate you, everything that you do out the water. I'll be holding down the class until Captain of 13,000, Captain Nayathaq Banyamian comes in. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. Yanazar, grab me. The Lord didn't give us a spirit of fear, Baba Kwasha. I'm trying to jump in right hot and heavy, man. To you know what I'm saying, Lord willing, we can be inspired by one another. You did. With everything that's going on the earth, what is the one thing that we hear each and every last one of us say from one person to the next? What has been circulating through the minds and hearts of Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, Baba Kwasha, in the streets? Anybody know? Just overall, what's been the conversation? What has conversations been like for Black, Hispanics, Native Indians? What has it been like? Anybody want to chime in? Just give me their thoughts, Baba Kwasha.
So like if I may, I don't want, you know, outside of the Super Bowl, the halftime show, you know, our people are concerned about ICE. You know,
Con. Yes.
Salakia. As far as the so-called Hispanics being deported, you know, the so-called illegals here in America being deported, you know, and you look at the face of immigration, you look at the face of undocumented immigrants, it's not the so-called Hispanics.
All right, so Con, y'all give him a hand for that. So what else? Anybody else can think of ICE, the Super Bowl? What are the things that are circulating in the earth for us Black, Hispanic, Native Indians? And what is it all centered around? We had ICE, we had the Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar, Drake. What else? Anybody else?
So like I said, if I may.
Come on, Akaska.
High prices.
High prices. All right, inflation is through the roof. What else? I'm going because we're short on time. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you. There's a lot of fear that is circulating in Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, man. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of what if this happened? What if that's happened? What if he does this? What if she does that? What if the price go to here? The one thing that I've learned in Isupk, we cannot be entangled in the ways of this world. You understand? When you do that, there's a thing that creeps in, and that thing that creeps in is called fear. If you're dealing with anxiety, it normally comes from where? Fear. If you're dealing with depression, guess where it normally comes from? Fear. That's not the spirit that the Lord gave Black, Hispanics, Native Indians. Your Honors, if you got that scripture, could you read it for me, Baba Kushaw?
Sir. This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7.
Go ahead.
For God hath not given us the spirit of fear.
Stop right there. So if we're worried about ICE, then you have a spirit that was not given to you by the Most High. If you're worried about the money or your finances, then you have a spirit that was not given to you by the Most High. If you're dealing with anxiety, then you have a spirit that is not given to you by the Most High. These things are called demons that creep into your mind, and they allow you to really drive yourself goddamn crazy. Because half of the things that we deal with from day to day, you can't control them no how. If the oppressor decide to charge you $8.50 for a loaf of bread, then goddamn it, that's what you're gonna have to pay if you want a loaf of bread. Otherwise, we better have to learn our sisters have to learn to make that bread from scratch. Start making that priest bread, you know what I'm saying? That show bread. Capt Nayathaq has a hell of a recipe. All you have to do is ask. And guess what? In the spirit of brotherhood, instead of fear, you can alleviate the cost of food. That's what Commander General Hunter sends us out for. He sends us out to feed our people. So that way, the fear of them not having something to eat, we can at least lessen that. You understand what I'm saying? That's the mindset that we have to have as Black, Hispanic, Native Indians. There are things that are all around us every single day that will always contribute to us being fearful. Huh? There ain't nothing you can think of. When you talk about a young lady getting ready to have a child, she never had a child before. What creeps in? Fear. You think about starting a family. You never had a family before. That's why the Planned Parenthoods are in our neighborhoods, because they know that sisters, if they deal with fear, monkey, y'all, from their aunties, that baby, I don't know if you're gonna be able to feed that baby. All that crap creeps in, and that mess with the psyche of these young girls. So instead of them having the spirit of being happy to be able to carry a child, you know how hard it is that some Black, Hispanic, Native Indian women, they can't even carry babies. But that spirit of fear creep in. The spirit of what Donald Trump is going to do with ICE. All those things, we've been dealing with deportations for a very long time. Jim Hyman said something that was heavy. He said, you want to stop deportation, marry him. Learn to let's get together as Black, Hispanic, Native Indians. That'll stop the deportation. We learn to rely on each other because God now had read that verse again, Yonazar.
Sir. This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1 and verse 7. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear,
Stop. Once again, you see these planes falling out the sky now. Everybody's scared to fly. Plane fly upside down. Oh Lord, have mercy. We live in such fear because we don't know who the Lord is. If we know the Lord wrote in these scriptures, in these verses, he said, I kill. Damn. You don't get more realer than that. It don't get more realer, no skriller than that. Lord said, I kill. Right? All these things are happening every single day. Every single day. So we can't live in fear. That's not the spirit that the Lord has given us. Read on, Yonazor.
Sir. But of power and of love.
What does that mean? Somebody break that down to me. So we shouldn't have this spirit of fear, but we should have the spirit of what? Power and love. Break that down to me, Baba Kashaw.
Salakia, it's like, if I may, sir, I would say it's like the power, all our power comes from the Most High. So our power is from obeying God, obeying his laws, statutes, and commandments, and having the strength and the faith in what he says. That's our power. And
right.
That's our love as well.
Damn right. But okay, so what is power though? What is power?
Rulership is power.
That's true. Okay, what's another rule? What's another word for rulership? Y'all can help the brother out. Yeah, come on, let's go.
Slugger, sir.
Come on.
Could it be authority?
Authority. Give him a hand. Who said that?
Officer Nayathaq, sir.
Nayathaq. Most High in Christ, Nayathaq. These classes are for us to get in here and mix up with one another, Akim. The authority. See, right now we live in fear because we realize the person that is running the earth is wicked. And the authority and the decision making that they make, oh my Lord, you don't know whether you're coming or you're going. But we live with the mindset that the Lord gives us. Guess what? We have the authority to make everything happen through brotherhood, through sisterhood. Y'all do know that we can turn to the east and we do. How many of us still say the prayers? Y'all still say the prayers at the Sabbath service? Raise your hand if you still say the prayers. Raise your hand if you still believe in the prayers. We got to start there, Akim. If we praying, we being obedient to the Father. If we ask for things with the authority that the Lord has given us, the power that the Lord has given us, why wouldn't he make that happen for you? We're like, what's the definition of paralysis? We're like playing possum. What's the definition of paralysis, Baba Kashaw? What do they call it? No, it's called possum paralysis, if I'm not mistaken. And what they call qual? Is it possum paralysis? What's the term I'm looking for? What they say, possum play dead. Playing possum. What's that? What's the definition of playing possum? That's a scientific term. I'm country as hell. I don't know what it is, so I'm asking for somebody to explain it to me.
I guess, sir.
Come on.
Want to take it?
So, like I said, I have the definition for paralysis.
Come on.
The loss of the ability to move and sometimes to feel anything, and part of most of the body, typically as a result of illness, poison, or injury.
That shit, that's every Black, Hispanic, Native Indian I know in this empire. We've been poisoned. Some of us are ill with Christianity and religion. And a lot of us are injured in our thoughts. Come on, what you got, Monk, yo?
I hate Wikipedia, but sometimes they be bringing some information.
Let's go.
And
grab the other mic because I can't.
Salaki.
I mean, it's on, but I can hear that one a lot better. The water, priest.
Check. Hello. All right. So according to Wikipedia, when you put in playing possum, this is one of the results, and it says apparent death.
Dang.
Apparent death is a behavior in which animals take on the appearance of being dead. It is an immobile state, most often triggered by a predatory attack,
Mm-hmm.
and can be found in a wide range of animals,
Mm-hmm.
from insects and crustaceans to mammals,
Mm-hmm.
birds, reptiles, amphibians, and fish.
Mm-hmm.
Apparent death is separate from the freezing behavior seen in some animals.
God, I was looking for something that goes into, you know, when playing possum, they play. It's a way of them defending themselves, if I may. So they lay there and pretend to be dead, right? So the predator will go away. Whereas Black, Spanish, Native Indians, that's we don't know. We're not moving at all in this empire. The little bit of wealth that we think we're gaining, we're not. The basketball players that make the money, they squander their way through marrying other heathens, and the money go right back to them. You understand? So the paralysis that we have is based in fear. All the information, all the news, all the things that we see on television, we get stuck and we get very complacent. In that complacency, we stop relying on the Most High. We just stop. Ain't no brotherhood, cause we just stop, Kawal. Ain't no sisterhood, cause we just stop. Because we're so afraid. We are living in fear. But that's not the spirit that the Lord give us. When we see the Isupk, sisters and brothers, families in here in Isupk, they're having babies, Kawal. They're not living in fear. They're keeping those children. You understand what I'm saying? These sisters, they may not have much, but through the spirit of them getting together is what makes them strong. You trying to figure it out on your own is why you're stuck. You're falling down, playing possum. Now, in Trinidad, Tobago, and Alaska, Bahamas, y'all know, y'all ever seen possum play dead before?
Slacky, other one.
Come on with it.
Slacky, sir. Captain Nayathaq is ready, sir.
Most High in Christ. And with that, I'm going to turn the class over to Captain 13,000, Captain Nayathaq, and Yummy. Y'all clap it up. Water, Cap.
All right. Shalom, Akim.
Shalom, Cap. Shalom, Yabashkta.
Yeah, Shema Shai. All right, what we looking like today? Y'all see how Esau behaving? You understand? What it is, I think Trump come out and said he start blaming the Ukrainians for the war. You know it's getting good and nice. You understand? When you start to see allies start to turn on each other. You understand? Like they think everything that they're doing to us, like the Lord just gonna sit back and watch it. Give me that in Isaiah. I think it's Isaiah. Is it Isaiah 45? Hold on. You know what I'm asking for? Hold on. Where he says, though they may forget, I will not forget.
So I would throw down.
Yes, sir. That's not
So Isaiah 49 and 15.
That sounds like it. That's it. Read that for me.
Well, so like this is the one with talking about the suckling child.
Yeah, I know.
So like Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 15. Can a woman forget her suckling child?
Right. It's a question being asked. Right? Can a woman forget her suckling child? Right? And it's almost like like sarcastic. Why? Because a woman back then was doing what? What were they doing? Like, what do you think they were doing?
They were nursing, breastfeeding.
Breastfeeding?
They were breastfeeding, but why is he asking this question?
Slacky, sir.
Come on.
Well, from my assumption is because it's possible a woman can forget her child.
When does a woman forget her child? What?
Salakia, sir.
Come on.
Most of the time it's because she becomes selfish.
That's
and
it.
She's focusing on herself.
Selfish and what again?
So like I said, he said focusing on herself.
Well, that's selfish.
Come on.
What What and when again? You will hear sisters speaking about their career. Right?
Sir.
You will hear sisters, okay, like the time we're in right now. Is it a good time for Black people? Does it feel like a good time for them?
Sir.
Yes, it's hard times. And in hard times, what do you know what I mean? What does nature tell you?
It's like, sir, to be selfish and worry about what you have going on.
Why?
It's like naturally a person would only defend itself. So
That's it. Because you worrying about what? Staying alive.
come on, sir.
You so pressed that you trying to what? Just make it to our next day. And here comes the word, the P word. I'm pregnant. You understand? A poor sister, in her mind, she can't what? She can't afford this. She can't afford this. And what happens? She goes down to where? Planned Parenthood. She goes to a clinic to try and do what?
Abort the baby, sir.
To abort the baby. Or you have the child, but the child is a burden. You want to go where? You want to enjoy life. So guess what? You leave the child in some home with some food, right? And off you go on your cruise and come back 3 days and it's like, what? I just want to have some fun. What? I left him with food. You understand? So the question being asked, what? Can a woman what?
So like I said, can a woman forget her suckling child?
It's like, sir,
Right.
The question was, can a woman forget her child?
Yes. So read on.
That she should not have compassion on the son of her womb.
You understand? That's another part to the question. Remember the billboard that they had up in New York, and that bastard, what's his name? El Sharpton, I think. Cried. Oh, look up for that picture. That picture that El Sharpton want to take now. Right? Was on the billboard.
So like y'all the one. I think that was Jesse Jackson, where he said the dangerous place, the most dangerous place for a child is in a woman's womb.
Yes.
I think it was Jesse Jackson, I one, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, one of the same.
Co-worker.
Cut from the same cloth. Right? And the Bible is saying it. I read on.
Come. Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee.
Right? They what?
They may forget.
They might forget.
They may forget, yet will I not forget thee.
The Lord saying, these evil women, they may forget the children. But guess what? I'm never going to forget you. Never. You understand? This is the time we need the Lord Ark. We need him. More than ever right now. You see what they're doing? All right? That whole DEI is to fight against what? You. But it's appearance to make it look like what? It's bringing back what? A certain type of what? Nationalism to America. Which is what? Nationalism to America equals what?
Like it, sir.
Uh-huh.
White supremacy.
Yes. That's it. That's what it equal to.
Like,
because guess
all
who
of-
won't get? Go ahead.
And I was just going to say, if I may, sir, that like all of, like, it's been 5 crashes. Like, and all the air traffic controllers and all the pilots were white people.
Yeah. You understand? But you're gonna be the one affected. Why? Because you behind. You behind. And DI was a way for you to do what? To try to what? Catch up. And now they come and get rid of that. So now guess what? You're gonna be behind. And you know what it's like? It's no different than what they did or what they're doing to people outside of Israel. I want to say outside of Israel, meaning blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, the real Jews, right? I'll give you an example. You see that war that's taking place in Ukraine, more so in Palestine, and with Israel and the Palestinians. That war is going to do what to the Palestinians? What is it going to do to the Palestinians? Come on. What is the war with Russia and Ukraine going to do to the Ukrainians?
So like I said, if I may,
It's
going to disrupt their forward progress.
That's it. It's going to disrupt them. And depending on how devastating it is, it's going to put them back what? Years. Before they even try to what? Build back. You understand? Not so much displace them, but it's more than just displace. Like with black people, we light years behind the oppressor and these other nations. We years behind them. Years in thinking, in everything, we years behind them on. You understand? As a nation are talking about. As a nation. Right? We behind. Because black people still don't understand what love is. What love in their own is. What love in their own means. And the reason for that is because we've been destroyed so much that we don't understand that what they're doing is putting us back. Abortion puts us what? Back. You understand? So now, your abortion, then you have what? Prison. What else? Then you have what? The health system. Right? Most of our women, they go in to the labor ward, and some of them, what? Is a high percentage not making it back out. You understand? With the COVID-19, what happened with the COVID-19? The COVID-19 brought up what? The disproportionate when it comes to healthcare. You understand?
Hey, Salaki, sir.
Come on.
And don't forget job losses that's on the menu as well.
Yes. So all of that put you what? Back. And the oppressor, he's banking on it. Why? Why is the oppressor banking on it? And as King Judah said, that hunting yourself, the police, right? That goes into what? The prison system. Right? Now, why is he doing all of this? Why is your oppressor doing all of this? Come on.
He just hates your guts.
Yes. No, that I can't say no. I can't say no to that.
It's a lucky yourself, I mean.
Hold on. So I said so that we could we have to rely on him. Okay, that is like a byproduct of the things that he's doing. Because of what he's implemented in the black community, yes, we rely on him. You correct,
sir.
Come on.
So, like I said, if I may, everything that he does, like when you said that, we've been set back, the Palestinians been set back, that's his whole plan. If he could continue to set us back and keep us back, that means that assures that he stays in power, which is his ultimate goal, is to stay in power.
Want it, right? I use the Palestinians for this reason. Because what's the whole beef with the Palestinians and the Israelis? In a nutshell, what did the Palestinians want?
Land, sir.
State.
Well, land and state, I'll take that. They want a state for themselves. But the Israelis does not want to give them a state for themselves. So what they would have to do is they're going to have to what? They would have to
separate.
No. What are the Israelis trying to do right now?
Analyze them.
Okay. What are the Israelis trying to do right now?
So, like you said, they want to make it one state, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, they want to make it one state. But if they make it one state, what's going to happen?
The Palestinians would have to give up their land, and they would have to come together.
Okay.
So, like, is it similar to like the Civil War? Like they're gonna have to fight to make them submit into it? So, like it.
Okay, maybe I'm not asking it correctly, all right? But trying to play it on a part to how the oppressor, what he looks at. What does the oppressor respect?
Money.
Come on.
It's like it's on power.
Well, money come with power, but you gotta give him a little more. What does he respect? Come on.
So like it, sir. He respects strength. If he's stronger than you, so I can say again, sir.
No, go ahead. Finish.
If he feels he's stronger than you, which is his whole mentality, you understand? And his strength is his right to do whatever he want to do to you.
You're right.
Yeah. Military might, sir.
Okay, military might. You gotta give me a little more what you mean. Okay, what he is doing right now with the Mexicans, what's his reasons? He's trying to do what? He's kicking them out of the country, right?
Oh, so like it. So like, is what he's doing? Is it to create his image, to give him a innocent image? So like, he pushed the propaganda on the Mexicans to make them all criminals, so that when he kicks them out, is he has a right to do it.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the Palestinians, right? Israel won the land, but they are going to have to either absorb the Palestinians or do what? Kick them off the land. If they absorb the Palestinians, what has to happen?
So, like you, sir, they have to support the Palestinians if they absorb them. They gotta make them part of their system, if I may.
Yeah, maybe I'm not asking it correctly. Let's go to here with in Exodus, right? Why did the Egyptians deal with us?
Hey, it's like
that. Come on.
Yeah, I was just gonna go up that back to Egypt. The same thing that Pharaoh would have said. If they allow them, then they will come more than us and mightier than us.
So what does a heathen fear?
Your numbers.
That's it. You fear your numbers. Do you understand? You could literally have a conversation with a 12 tribe. And that could mean, you will be a father in the morning. No exaggerating. You understand? But I'm saying that to say that 12 tribes, women are what?
Fertile.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Now, just imagine, all right? Back in the day, way back in the day, where do you think was the average amount of children for a household?
Salaki, sir.
Come on.
Like 10.
Salakia.
Come on.
10 and 12.
I would say about 15 to 20.
Yeah. All we know is it wasn't 1 or 2. It wasn't 1 or 2. It was a large amount. Right? Now, just imagine he had allowed us to procreate like that. What would have happened?
We would it'd be too many of us.
Yeah, it'd be too many of us. Too many of us. Too many of us. Even though in slavery, we were still more than them, but the mental chain he had on us, that will only last but for a time. So he had to do what? They had to what? Deal wisely with us. Right? Give me that in Exodus.
Salakia, sir.
Come on.
We're bringing out so very important and heavy as well too, because even when they even look at black people on the streets, even when two brothers come together and they talk, they always have a problem with it, because now they fear our conversation is about growing in numbers. Even that and all so spiritual and as you bring that point it directly on point, sir. So that
he is scared of them numbers.
Like
you know that them Mexicans, they be having what, one in one arm, the other in the other arm, and I don't know how to pushing a prom, and one in the oven. You understand? They cannot afford that. And the Mexicans, 1 minute, and they say the Mexicans, their work ethic ain't no other nation on the earth can match their work ethic. None. So you can imagine leaving them alone to themselves. What will happen? You understand? Yarmak, Salaki.
No, so I was just saying it's Exodus 1 and 10.
Yeah, go ahead.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 10. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies.
And that's what they fear. That's literally what they fear. Literally. And it's not just Esau here. It's not just the oppressor here alone. It's on the whole. But here's where we are today. And you're seeing it playing out. Right? And the whole concept of us going to vote and thinking that our vote will make a change is just it's just a pipe dream. You understand? It's just a big pipe dream for blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. I don't care if all of us go together and vote. We still won't outvote the oppressor. Because it's numbers. It's a numbers game. Israel knew it with the Palestinians. The Palestinians not destroyed like us. So they don't have abortion clinics in Palestine. Look up. Somebody look up. Before that war, look up and see if there was any abortion clinic in Palestine.
It's like it, sir.
Come on.
I saw a video. They were giving condoms to the Palestinians, and Hamas take them and inflate them and float bombs across the border.
Yeah, that is an accusation, I believe.
No, but the 50 million is the accusation, but they're actually showing them inflating the condom, some condoms.
Oh man!
And actually doing it. But that was before the war started. They used to do that.
Right.
But the 50 million that they say for aid, it didn't go to them. They didn't see a dime in it.
Okay, solid. No, that I could that I'll believe. right? Now, hold on. I have something here. We'll put it up on the screen. Who gonna read for me? Who gonna read this for me?
I can read it, sir.
Can read it? Let me see. You in front of a computer?
Con, sir.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll put it in the private chat and you just pull it up. I don't know if you might be, but first we'll try on the screen. Hold on. Okay. Right. So I throw this into your what you call it again? Into your Google machine. Right? But this is a Google machine on steroids, right? This is the AI app. Right? Read this right here.
Con. What is the fertility rate for white women in United States of America?
Go ahead.
The fertility rate for white women in the United States of America has been declining in recent years. Here's a breakdown of the information I found. Recent data from 2021 to 2023 average, the fertility rate for white women in the U.S. was 52.9 births per 1,000 women aged 15 through 44. This is lower than the rates for Hispanic and Black women.
You understand? You want to know why they went and reversed Roe versus Wade? Why didn't they reverse Roe versus Wade?
So like it, sir. Because the oppressor was offering them babies at an alarming rate, so I had to slow it down because it was affecting their numbers.
Because their fertility rate is also low.
Con.
So if it's low, and then they have ways to do what? To go abort the baby, then guess what's going to happen? The numbers going down too. Right? Read on.
Con. Trends. The fertility rate for white women has been relatively stable since 1990, hovering around 60 births per 1,000 women. However, there has been a slight decline since 2007, below replacement level. The fertility rate for white women has been below the replacement level of 2.1 births per woman for several decades.
And you know, when you see oppressors, they have one. You know what I mean? You're lucky to see them with what? 2 kids. It's rare you'll see them with more than 4. It's rare.
Okay.
You understand? And then you have what? Then you have the whole what? LGBTQ community.
Okay.
So now, guess what? Donald Trump really loves his people. You sit down and check it. Everything that he is doing is for the survival of his race. But he don't know. He fighting us, and the Lord fighting for us. You don't understand that. They don't understand it. Right? Read on.
Con. This means that without immigration, the white population in the U.S. would eventually decline.
Without what?
Without immigration,
you want to know why the Ukrainians are not being put back on a plane and sent back to Europe, or those Europeans? You're hearing about every other race being put on a plane and sent back, but not these Europeans. Not them. You understand? Read on.
Con. Factors contributing to the decline. Economic factors. Economic uncertainty and the rising cost of raising children may be a contributing to lower fertility rates among white women.
And you understand? When it comes to us, you keep us home, Mark, we're going to make more babies. They don't understand that. You keep us home, what do you think we ought to do? You think we're just twiddling with thumbs? No. There's women and there's time. So there's babies. You understand?
Okay.
everything he does is going to go against him. He sends us home. Guess what? The baby's going up. I guarantee you the fertility rate went up for that COVID-19. Guaranteeing you, it went up. You leaving us in a house with an Israelite woman. Okay, no sweat. Babies. You understand? Not them. Not them. Right? Read on.
Mm-hmm.
And just one other thing, and that's a myth too that he tried to push on us. Like it's expensive to have a baby. You understand? You know what I mean? When ain't no way like that. But they just want to be what? Greedy and selfish. And they need what? The Benz. They need the nice house, the mansion. They need everything being nice. You can't sacrifice. I thought the babies was the future. I thought the children was the future. You understand? Read on.
Increased education and career opportunities. Women with higher levels of education and more career opportunities tend to have fewer children.
And now, when you see Black women, Hispanics, and First Nation people behaving like that, they're behaving like who? Like the oppressor. They're behaving like the oppressor. You understand? Why? Because we want what he wants. What did the Lord say?
Envy not thou the oppressor.
That's good. But there's one in Deuteronomy. I think it's 32 and 22. Somebody get it quick. All right. Why is somebody getting that? Read on.
Changing social norms. There has been a shift in societal views on family size, with smaller families becoming more common.
Yeah. Because now, these women trying to do what? Become, you know what I mean, super managers. They're trying to make money. They simply put it. So guess what? They're going to have the babies when they're what? 41, 42, the first child. And then crying because the chances done diminish. You understand? And that's because the oppressor done played a trick on you. He done play a trick on you. You're a woman. It should come a time when it should be, you know what? Yeah, babies. You wait until you're 41, 42. That's your oppressor. Read on.
Access to contraception. Increased access to and use of contraception gives women more control over their reproductive choices.
Yeah, you know. So with your oppressor, it's a what? A numbers game. It's all about a number game when it comes to your oppressor. All about the numbers when it comes to him. So go back to Exodus and read it. And that's why we say everything that happened to us in Egypt is basically going on right now. Like there's a correlation. The same way the Egyptians dealt with us, it's the same way they're dealing with us today. But the problem is what it didn't factor in is that the Lord is fighting for Israel. And the Lord said he's not going to forget about us. He's not. So now, in the 1980s, right, when you started the war on drugs, you were locking up Black people. You were locking them up left, right, and center. Now today, they having what? An opioid issue in the white community. Ain't that sad? We need more sad things like this to happen. You understand? We need more. Like you think you could try to harm us, hurt us, and the Most High power don't do anything? Come on.
Exodus chapter 1 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, let us deal wisely with them.
Right.
Let they multiply.
Mm-hmm.
And it come to pass.
Sound like you're talking about rabbits. Let them multiply. Read on.
That when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us.
Mm-hmm.
And so get them up out of the land.
Yeah. And that's that. So America think that they're better than Egypt. They think they have it better than Egypt. But lo and behold, it's going to get real grimy. It's going to get real bad for them. All of a sudden, all the policies that they made back with Biden, Trump, it looked like Trump coming and doing what? Overturning all of it. He trying to stop the war in Ukraine. You understand? He's trying to close the border up. Trying to get rid of DEI. He's trying to, lots of things. The abortion. Oh boy, that Wade versus Roe versus Wade that got overturned. They're trying a whole lot to get their numbers up. But it ain't gonna happen just so. We're gonna grow and grow and grow. The more brothers and sisters start coming in, they're gonna start recognizing that the oppressor been oppressing us, and we've been thinking we've been thinking that we've been living life with free. You understand? And that's the trick that's been played on black people. They think they're free. Just imagine you look at $1. Just $1. Just pull $1 out your pocket. Any bill out the pocket. And who faces on it? Some oppressor faces on it. And we ain't gonna think for ourselves, okay, if we're free, why it is we can't have our own currency? If we're free, why it is we can decide what history we want to learn about ourselves? If we're free, why it is they need to give us DEI? Why? Because we're not. Right? That was it on Exodus, right? Let's go to Judges. Go to Judges. Judges 6. Start at 1. All right.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 6 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord.
But that's like today. We worried about what? We're about everything else except the Lord. You go talk to a black person who in the world. What do you think they're talking about?
Sports, all kinds of anything else.
And entertainment. Don't forget the entertainment world. You know, everything that's going on with Big Meech. You understand? They tell you everything that's going on with Big Meech. Hey, what's your nationality that you cannot get from them? Yes, brother, Kendrick Lamar. They know everything that's going on with the beef with Kendrick Lamar and Drake. They can tell you that. But they can't tell you the time they're living in right now.
Yes, sir.
Cannot. Come on.
If I may, could I offer a scripture?
Come on.
Okay, this is Zechariah chapter 2 and verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that touches you toucheth the apple of my eye, of his eye.
Say that one more time.
For he that touches you toucheth the apple of his eye.
And they do not understand that. And people think that is who today? That is those Israelis. That you can't even, they have to tell you I'm Israelis, or else you might think they're what? They're from some European country. You might think they're German, you might think they're Polish, unless they come out and say, no, I'm Israeli. But they don't understand the apple of the Lord's eyes are you blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. Right? Read on. Right, Yanaza?
Yeah, that's it on that, sir.
Okay.
And the Lord delivered them into the hand of Midian 7 years.
Mm-hmm. So no, hold on. I told you all to look it up. You know me. I'm gonna go look it up. So you all ain't gonna be thinking your Capt just talking all the side of your neck. All right? Read what it's saying there.
Were there any abortion clinic in Gaza and West Bank today? Answer: no, there are no abortion clinics in Gaza or the West Bank because abortion is largely illegal in Palestine. The Palestinian Family Planning and Protection Association no longer has a clinic in Gaza after it was destroyed in an Israeli airstrike in October of 2023. The PFPPA does provide referrals to doctors who perform abortions.
Right. But largely they are what? There are no abortion clinics. But there are abortion clinics in your community. Things extremely hard for black people, boy. It's hard. Real hard. That we have to go unalive babies. These people across there having babies while the war is going on with no clinics, with no epidural, no drugs, while the war is going on. Well, excuse you, a black woman. You better bring them black babies to Hispanic woman, First Nation woman. You better bring them babies in. You understand? And don't let the oppressor trick you into unaliving your baby. All right, read on.
Verse 2. And the hand of Midian prevailed against Israel. And because of the Midianites,
no, just to include, remember this fertility rate is not just hitting what? America, right? It's hitting where also too?
Our neighbor, our people as well.
No.
Slovakia, sir, Europe.
Yeah, in Europe.
One country.
Yeah. And where also too? In Israel. Israel has a problem too. Because guess what? Them Palestinians' birth rate is higher than theirs. So your oppressor is a numbers game. And he just needs an excuse to level the playing field. You understand? What did the Bible say? Go to Isaiah, where it say he did weaken the nation. In Isaiah 14, I believe.
Salaga. Is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 12.
Yep.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
Right? And this is, of course, the Christians like to give this to who? The so-called make-believe devil with a pitchfork. Right? The make-believe. But we know this is talking about who? The oppressor. Right? He's the son of the morning. He's the one that what? Every nation trying to be like. Every. You have your black man like 50 Cent, Jay-Z, and the list goes on. I want to be up there with what? Your oppressor. Right? Read on.
How art thou cut down to the ground?
How thou what? Cut down to what?
To the ground.
To the ground. And who's going to cut him down to the ground? The Lord. He's going to cut them down to the ground. See all them planes falling out of the sky? Why I'm to all this technology? Just falling out of the sky. Because the Lord coming to visit this earth. All the technology he had, he couldn't save California from burning. Couldn't save them from burning. All the technology he has. Name a few wars that America was in. Just name them.
The Vietnam War.
Did they win or lose?
They lost.
They lost. The man another one.
Revolutionary.
No, not the one that they did to get America.
Oh, okay.
That one of the most, you know what I mean, like in this century. So you had the Vietnam. What's the other one?
Iraqi war.
Yeah. They win or lose?
Still going on. Ain't win nothing.
They haul the ASS out and left equipments. Who's in charge?
The Taliban.
Yeah, the same ones they went to do what?
Get rid of. They couldn't.
Yeah. And they're back in power.
Salagi.
Uh-huh.
You had the was it War 1812?
Now you going all the way back. I talk about in this century.
I mean, Desert Storm technically, but
yeah, you just name it. They're all lost.
Mm-hmm.
Who won with Ukraine and Russia?
America sent all that money over there for nothing.
Yeah, who win?
Russia still.
Yeah, who lost? Who lost? Come on.
I mean, they're allies to America, but I mean,
you mean
they lost? they it's
yeah,
they lost.
They lost everything that went into everything, but America has the media, and the media could put a spin on thing. You'll think America done won every battle that done set the foot in this century. They lost every one of them. They lost it. You understand? The Lord is coming to visit this place. It's coming. It's coming. You want to know why they took a break in Israel? And them Hamas fighters come out like rats out a tunnel, like roaches, with red bandanas and green scarf. Go ask the Israelis. What are the Israelis going to tell you? They won. But who actually won? You understand? The Lord is coming to visit this place, and he's going to show them. The Lord keeping them up to do what? Give me that in Romans. In Romans 9, and I think 22. 9 and 22. Finish where you're reading here first. Finish where you're reading here first.
Which dideth weaken the nations. Verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
Yes. And that's him. He said he's going to do what? He's going to ascend his throne. You understand? above the stars of heaven. And he did it. But the problem is, he had to do what to do it, to ascend. What he had to do to ascend.
Like so, oppress us.
Yeah, he had to kill us. He had to unalive us. He had to stomp on some heads. He had to oppress us in that process. To the point where today, brother, you go talk to any black person and ask them if they're free. What are they going to tell you? They're free. They're free. Slavery is over. Slavery is over. They're going to tell you that. You're going to talk to some Rasta and, you know what I mean, that dragging on some marijuana. He is going to be just, you know what I mean, chill. Talk to any Christian. They accept the position in life. And what's their position in life? What position they accepted in life? The Muslim, the black Muslim, black Christian, the Rasta who's smoking the weed, and your black people who claim they don't believe in religion. What have they accepted?
Like yes, sir, they have accepted serving the oppressor.
Yeah, that's what they accept. You sitting down in this class because you don't accept it. You're trying to make a change. You're trying to fight. You understand? You're trying to bring Christ back. You're not chilling. You're not saying I'm just going to live my life till I'm old and gray and that's about it. No, you're not doing that. Going out to the streets and telling the white man to his face he's the devil. You crying on to the Lord. You understand? To unalive as much of them as possible so that they know, you understand, who he is. Right? Give me Romans. Romans 9 and what?
22, sir.
Huh?
Well, you said Romans 9 and 22.
Yes, sir. The one with Pharaoh. Wait, he speaks about Pharaoh. Give me 1 minute. 9 and 17.
Okay. Book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 17. For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
All right, even for this purpose, I have what?
Raised thee up.
Yeah, that's America. Europe is looking to America, and America just took a big, you know what I mean, dump on Europe. A big dump. America got Europe to do what? To buy into that war in Ukraine and Russia. To buy into everything they want to do in Europe. Or on this whole entire earth. Read it one more time.
The Romans chapter 9 and verse 17.
The
scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I may that I might show my power in thee.
Yeah, the Lord raised him up. Make him look almighty and powerful. You know, you want to know why Saudi Arabia sat back and watched the brothers get, you know what I mean, blown to your pieces and them children blown to pieces? Because they're scared. Jordan, all them Arab countries, because they are scared to go to war with the oppressor. He dropped. Did he have to drop the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
So he didn't have to do that.
He didn't have to do that, but he did it anyway. You understand? He did it anyway. And they know he wouldn't hesitate if he thinks his life is or his people is on the line. He's going to use it. Right, read on.
Okay. And that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
And that's what the Lord wants. What does the Lord want?
It's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, so that, it's like, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
The Lord wants to be worshipped by blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. He wants it. So guess what? He raised a Pharaoh to do what? Bring him down. We walked across the Red Sea arc. We walked across the Jordan. We saw the works the chariots did. We saw it. I remember when Moses went and asked the Lord, the people wants to know who sent me. And what did the Lord say to tell them? What did the Lord say to tell them?
Salakia.
Come on.
First he said, tell him I am sent you. Then he told him his name.
Yes.
Then he told him their name.
Yes,
his name.
because he was
Yahweh.
yes, because he was pissed the hell off. He was pissed off. Like, you all know who's me. I've been riding with you for out to Egypt. I sent all that plague to Egypt. And you still ask who I am? I am who that I am. That's who I am. That's who I am. The Lord was pissed off that you had to ask him. And now he's telling you that he's going to destroy Pharaoh. He's going to destroy America so that he be worshipped. You understand? That's why Haiti is the way it is. That's why the Caribbean country is the way it is. Even though you hear a ton of uprising in the Caribbean. You understand? That is not going to happen until we what? We turn back and serve the Lord. It's not going to happen. And if you think for 1 minute, the Lord looking at your number, you a fool. You're a fool. I'm going to read a story here. We're going to get back to that story. So go back to Judges. Right, you all know who we're reading about here? In Judges? Who are we reading about in Judges? Who was reading Judges for me?
Like I said, I got it.
You got it? Come on.
It's like it's
Verse
verse
2.
two.
Verse 2 or 3.
Verse 2.
Uh-huh. Come on.
And the hand of Midian prevailed against Israel. And because of the Midianites, the children of Israel made them the dens which are in the mountains, and caves and strongholds.
You understand? Like the Midianites and them was doing what? Was oppressing black people, Hispanics and First Nation people. The Amalekites were oppressing us. And you know the Amalekites today is the so-called Jewish man in Israel right now. Right? The Midianites, I believe they come what's his name? Ishmael and them. I think today is them. All right, read on.
Verse 3. And so it was when Israel had sown that the Midianites came up, and the Amalekites, and the children of the east, even they came up against them. Verse 4. And they encamped against them and destroyed the increase of the earth till thou come unto Gaza, and left no sustenance for Israel, neither sheep nor ox nor ass.
And it's just like today. It's just like today, like if you were free, tell me what your people are producing. Tell me what we're producing as a people. Like what we're producing from raw material.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Sure, we don't have a toilet paper factory.
Sir.
So if the white man say he ain't selling us no toilet paper, what would be the issue with black people now? You know you're gonna have some Uncle Toms. You know you're gonna have people selling out for that, right?
Right.
You know people will be, you know what I mean, will be giving up the coordinates for for a roll of toilet paper.
So like I said,
come on.
To destroy the increase of the earth, is that just saying like the crops and stuff, they just burnt it so we couldn't have it?
Not just the crop, just think anything that, you know what I mean, that a nation needs to survive. You understand? Any increase, anything that a nation needs, you need what? You need livestock, you need crop. Give me some of the raw materials you need.
It's like you need that building material.
Huh?
You need building material.
Yeah, you need building material. Anything, you know what I mean, they just destroyed. Why they're destroying it? Remember what we started off with? Numbers. Like this is to make sure you are placed back. Every time, those of you may not have been around, but there was a rally, a Glenn Beck rally. I believe Commander Johnny Hanna was speaking. And a white man came up and was saying, he made a statement saying that every time black people start coming up, when I say start coming up, meaning start somehow waking up, right? The oppressor has a tendency to knock us back.
Upper mobility.
Right? Yes. He has a tendency to knock us back down. So now, guess what? That whole DI, whatever is happening right now, is to throw you off. Because now is a time for people what are talking about? He's going to get rid of that that awoke spirit. You understand? Because with that awoke spirit, what's going to start happening if you leave black people alone? What do you think going to start happening?
Eventually, we'll start coming together and building up and trying to search for our power.
You giving me the end result, right?
We'll start to see who the enemy is.
Yes.
We'll start to see who the problem is.
Yes. Because now, if you allow people to go back and start look and see, guess what? We start going back to where does American history tells black people their history start?
Plantation.
Africa.
Slave ships, sir.
Slave ships, Africa. Right? But somehow you think you think it's by mistake that that there's no when you look at those ancient shows, like let's take for example Moses, Charleston Hester, right? Take for example the Passion of Christ. Let's take these, you know what I mean, these movies, these type of movies, example. You see any black people in it?
Sir.
But the black people that like to throw in is who?
It'd be like the extras and like
Chicken George or some extra
slave or something.
Yeah, some help or some pastor or some nonsense.
Okay. You all remember the movie Amistad?
Right.
What Amistad was about?
Amistad was about a slave ship rebellion, and they went to Supreme Court or something like that, and they found out Africans wanted to go back to Africa or some nonsense like that, and it was a bunch of Hamites.
Right. You understand? That's your extras.
Hamites.
Your Hamites.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But if you leave black people to start doing what? Start doing research, then maybe they're going to start doing what? They'll go past Africa and go back and realize, you know what? King James was black. This, the guy in Rome, what's his name? Constantine. All right. Then black people start going back and realize what? We rule in one side of Rome. They'll go back and realize what? We were the gladiators in the arena. And then you'll start going back, and where you think they'll end up?
Jerusalem, sir.
Mm-hmm. They'll end up where? Back to the where? To the beginning. Where you're going to start, they're going to realize what? Oh, we Israelites. Oh, they call us Hyksos.
Egypt.
In Egypt.
Yep.
Oh, that's like what to do now. They call us what? Negroes and colored. They call us Hyksos. We'll start waking up and realizing our history don't just start in slavery. We've been great on the earth. We've been the ones, you understand, that were in rulership on this earth, all the way back to where? To King David. And then we'll realize we'll teach them Rastas and them that whole hoax that the Ethiopian put on them by saying King David had sex with Queen of Sheba to have Menelik was just a myth. All them thing was what? Lies. Let's start waking up. So he has to do what? He has to come and dismantle everything, cause a ton of confusion. So now what does black people focus? What's their focus? I'll come to you just now. What's black people focus right now?
Right now it would probably be, Kendrick Lamar or some nonsense.
Okay, beside Kendrick, meaning I'm going back in black people houses. What are they doing right now? What are they trying to do?
So like it, sir.
Come on.
Just trying to survive. Make it the next day.
That's it. That's it. Why? Because now the oppression getting what?
So like it, sir, it's getting harder.
Yeah, it's getting real. It's getting real.
Sluggish. A packet, a carton of eggs is like $12. A pack of chicken, $24. You used to get a pack of chicken wings for $7.99. Now it's like $24.
Brother, and me and you can't go and get a hen and have a hen in the backyard and lay some eggs. Like, what does it cost for a hen to lay some eggs? Akashka.
Slack, sir.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, your chicken is gonna probably eat 2 pounds of feed, and that's gonna equate to an egg every 25 hours.
I'll leave you with that. It don't cost much for eggs, but he is creating a situation where now you're going to get desperate. So guess what? Eggs is how much?
$10.99, $12 a carton.
So guess what? Black people are going to try to do what with them eggs?
Steal them?
Yeah.
Salaki, sir. Salaki, sir.
Uh-huh.
If I may, sir, in New York, they selling loose eggs, like for real.
Yeah, like you are laughing, but brother, it's real hard. Where right now you go into some groceries in certain areas, you open the cartoon, it ain't gonna be 12 eggs looking at your eye.
Salakia, sir.
Come on.
Just hearing this, from the richest place in the earth in the Caribbean. This brother saying that because I basically we just do down in the Caribbean is biting loose. So imagine you hearing this now, from the richest place in the earth. It's like and this is why this platform is so glorious. And as I say, these seats on them, brothers who say, no, in the seat, don't take this light. Don't take this light. Again, this is not to take light. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I tell you, it's getting real bad. Like that, the Hebrew Academy preparing you for that. Trust me, it's preparing you for that.
Salaki, sir.
Come on.
I got a question. So, like, they blame the egg situation on this bird flu. Is that like one of the plagues?
That could be linked to a plague, like the Lord say, He's going to plague this place. He's going to do it. But what I'm saying is, like, that price still don't have to be that high. It do not. It have enough eggs to pass around. But people so damn greedy in this place. You understand? The rich, you think they have any problem for egg?
Sir.
No, they maybe have one fridge with just egg in it. Me and you? We either have to, have some type of integrity. You ought to be in here. So that mentality of, I might have to go and steal today to eat. I might have to do that. You do not have to do that in here. Your family need food. Guess what you should do? Call your camp leader. You don't sit down home and have yourself, your kids, your whole family, belly screaming. You could call your camp leader and we're going to come together. You understand? And if I had to eat half an omelet, I'll eat half. You'll get the other half. You understand? But we cannot allow this oppressor to turn this oppression into making us turn on each other, making us give up our integrity. Because that's what he wants to do. He wants to disrupt your whole mentality. You just leave black people. You know what I mean? The mere fact that more and more black people waking up and saying the Israelites, that's a fear in itself. That's a fear in itself. It's only a matter of time before they start kicking in them doors to try and rush in here. You understand? It's coming. All right. Now, go back to Judges, right? First, go to the scripture I was about asking. You know what? I will bad. I'll get this for you. I can't fully remember this breakdown. I'll get this for you, right? So let's go back to Judges.
Salaki, sir.
Okay.
Can I give you a scripture?
Yeah, come on.
Real quick. Okay, this is the book of Baruch and chapter 2 and verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people.
Yes.
But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
Yeah, that's an excellent scripture. That's an excellent scripture. Because the oppressor thing, the more and more he oppresses us, the better for him. Lo and behold, it's going to backfire on him tremendously. It's going to what? It's going to bring us together. It's going to bring us together. Because we're going to realize, the Mexicans going to realize that, you know what? Us and the blacks, we have a common enemy. The Native Indians are going to realize us and the blacks and the Latinos, we all have a common enemy. You understand? We all. I mean, you know what that did with Puerto Rico, that they're driving these Puerto Ricans off the island act. And now the oppressor, he's going across there now and living. And you know what's the perks? What's the perks?
The water, sir.
Remember, Puerto Rico, when it comes to taxes, they get what? Hit with what? Double tax. You understand? Like whatever comes to Puerto Rico have to go through where? America first before it hit Puerto Rico.
For the import tax, sir.
Yeah. The oppressor is going across there, and I think they're giving them, they have to live there a certain number of time. And if they live there a certain number of time, for a certain length of time, they're going to they won't have to pay any tax. They won't have to pay any tax. It's like what they do in the Caribbean. That's it. Yes. Hosea 5:15. Perfect call. Right? What do they do in the Caribbean with them with the Chinese so what incentive they give the Chinese? You know?
I can't say off answer, but based on just being on the ground and seeing what they do, it's like they would have a free ride. Let me say without taxes now. A lot of things that they wouldn't have taxes on them. So it's like they come here tax free.
Yeah. How you think they're able to come in your country and just open a grocery store? And then when after 4 years, it's like, this ain't Mr. Chin, this is Wu. What's your name? Wu. Oh, wait, Chin. Not here no more. Not here no more. Because they work in the system and they already made deals with your government. You understand? Like the oppression is real. And it's happening. Like ain't no nation coming and telling you, yo, what them Chinese and them doing, they're oppressing you. What the oppressor, what the white man doing you, he oppressing you. No nation coming and doing that. Because every nation doing what?
Oppressing.
Every nation. Say it one more time.
Oppressing us, sir.
Yeah, every last one. That's why when Christ come back, it ain't gonna be like, you know what I mean, well, I didn't know. You knew. You knew. Where are the Palestinians right now? Are they on the border fighting with the Mexicans? 40 Mexicans. Where they are? Oh, they have their own problems to take care of. I understand. Just trying to tell you. Just trying to warn you. In your time of need, them Palestinians would not come and help you. They would not. Now go back to Judges for me.
Okay.
Skip down to verse 6.
Okay. It's the book of Judges, chapter 6 and verse 6. And Israel was greatly impoverished because of the Midianites, and the children of Israel cried unto the Lord.
That's all we had to do, cry unto the Lord. But we got to put the cigarette down, the pipe down, the chalice. You understand? We got to take that dress off. You understand? We got to take it off. We got to do what the Lord said to do, and we're going to have to cry unto him. We're going to have to. Ain't no getting out of this oppression. You ain't just, you know what I mean? This ain't no flick of a switch. Ain't happening. There's some sacrifice you're going to have to make. There's a reason why they don't let you read about, you know what I mean? They don't try to make you link yourself with Christ. The reason why, you understand, is a reason why they link themselves to their leaders that they represent as great in their eyes. Because their leaders show them what? What did their leaders show them? What does George Washington show them? What does George Washington means to these oppressors? Come on.
So like I said, he showed that they love them.
Why? Because he showed them what? That he was willing to do what? Give his life for them.
Okay.
He's willing to die. He was willing to sacrifice himself for his people to survive. Why you think he burned the bridge? Because there ain't no turning back. They were willing to do that to their brothers. What the hell are you going to do? Nobody asking you to burn a bridge. We just asking you to what? Out the cigarette. Put the chalice down. Put the pork down. You understand? That's all you had to do. You don't have to pick up a stick. Let's imagine that. You don't have to pick up a stick to go fight the oppressor. You don't have to pick up a rock like what they do in Palestine. You know, they pick up a rock and they just go pelt a tank or to try to pelt them, man. You don't have to do that. Put the crab leg down. The shrimp. The unlawful food. Just put it down. Read on.
God, verse 8. That the Lord sent a prophet unto the children of Israel, which said unto them, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I brought you up from Egypt and brought you forth out of the house of bondage.
And that is what I don't want you to realize, that you are the people that the Lord brought out of what? Egypt. Once you recognize that you are the people that the Lord brought out of Egypt, oh, we're going to see something different. Now, them sisters, you see a sister with her behind out. Sis put on some clothes. And if she does not put on no clothes, nobody looks at her. Nobody wants her. Nobody. You understand? Now we're going to start doing what? Policing ourselves. Now, smoking cigarette is going to be what? A taboo in the black community. Now, that molestation that's in the black community is going to be a taboo. You ain't going to be doing it. You understand? Because it's going to be a problem. And you drug dealers, boy, it's going to be a day. It's going to be a day. Let the Lord give us, you know what I mean, that power. It's going to be a problem. Read.
God. Verse 9. And I delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians, out of the hand of all that oppressed you, and drave them out from before you, and gave you their land.
And gave you their land. You understand? Like the Lord drive them out. The Lord did what? The Lord unalive these nations. For you, black man, Hispanic and First Nation man. For us. Your oppressor, he looking at your numbers. And he is every day and night, his think tank is thinking about a way to do what? Further oppress you, further dwindle your numbers, further keep you down. You understand? Look at the state of the black colleges right now compared to what, 50 years ago. Where the black doctors, where the black lawyers, where the black dentists, where are they? The few. They're few. And that's because your oppressor, he working day and night to make sure your people are kept down. How many of you know how to build a house? Anybody know how to build a house? You think that was by mistake? That was done on purpose. Yeah.
So, like you said,
Come on.
the full builders are few.
Yeah. It's few. Everything is few amongst us. And it's not by mistake. It's not by coincidence. It was done on purpose.
Salakia, sir.
Come on.
And what you said is heavy because back in the 1920s and the 30s, like we were the labor force. We were the ones that were building all the houses. We had all the skills. You understand? We were the bricklayers. We were all of that here in America. And they skillfully removed us from those positions so our sons could not inherit those positions.
That's it.
Salaki, if I may, out of one.
Come on.
They did a hell of a flip on this out of one. They say one thing and then they do something different behind closed doors. Because if I'm not mistaken, a couple months ago, they released a story or article that was saying that if it wasn't for slavery, we would not have the skills that we have today. You remember that article? But then we look at the real labor force, the skills that they say that we so-called have in slavery, or gained in slavery, is only used to benefit them in their kingdom, not to build us up as a nation.
Yes. Yes. And the ones of us who become, exceptional in this kingdom, right? As you see, they think more American or more whites. You understand? When 20, 30, 50 years ago, it was, I'm going to become a doctor for my people. I'm going to become a lawyer for my people. I'm going to become a carpenter for my people. I'm going to become a farmer for my people. They need me. You understand? That's where you had to start instilling in your kids' head that they ain't just doing it for themselves to get rich. They're doing it for our nation. You understand? They're doing it for our nation because, boy, if we don't do it, I'm telling you, Esau is going to make sure that the labor force goes to him and not your people. All right? Any more on that?
Sir.
Come on.
That's really heavy, you know. In out here in Jamaica, about beginning in the 80s to 90s, they start killing out the major, the tier 1 trade centers out here, until there is no tier 1 trade center now, save one. I think that one is in Kingston.
Yeah.
And they use it. As a matter of fact, they turn it in a like a college run by archers. And what you find now, all those millwrights and the top welders and so on, not one of them that pass through those tier 1 trade center is in the island working.
I'll tell you,
none of them is in the island. Some of them, they went to the States to visit, and somehow they managed to scout them out through either friends or something. If they go to study abroad, once they touch the colleges over there, people start, the companies start to scout them for labor over there.
Yeah.
So until now, none of them is out here.
Yeah. And then guess what? You take the best air from off the island, take them, use them, and then toss them back on the island where there's no money, nothing for them to do anything with.
Can barely build a house when they come back.
You understand? It's crazy. But ain't no sweat. We're gonna do it. All right. Read a little bit more again.
God, verse 10. And I said unto you, I am the Lord your God. Fear not the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell, but ye have not obeyed my voice. Verse 11. And there came an angel of the Lord and sat under an oak tree, under an oak, which was in Ophrah, that pertained unto Joas the Abazarite, and his son Gideon threshed wheat by the winepress to hide it from the Midianites. Verse 12. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him and said unto him, the Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of valor.
Right. Now, I would like to get into more of the story, right? Or if there's anything we will continue it again, I would say maybe next class with Gideon. And you all know the story with Gideon where he went with a certain number of men and the Lord said I was what? Too much. And took it down. Right? And the Lord was with Gideon. And then I believe it was 100 men. You understand? And with that, with that being said, the Lord don't care about your numbers. He don't. That don't mean you should do what? You should sin and go unalive your baby or go do anything else that's going to anger the Lord. You understand? But don't think the Lord dwells with numbers. Your oppressor, that's how he thinks. If you in some organization and you go by number, you might want to check to see if Esau running your organization. I think Esau might be running your organization. Because that's what he goes by. Numbers, not the Lord. And not in here. You understand? And there's so many stories showing you the Lord don't go by numbers. Another one was what's his name? Was King David. When he counted the man when he was not supposed to, the Lord told him, don't do it. Because the Lord don't want us having strength in what? Numbers. He don't want that. He does not want that. All right? With that, you all any questions before I let you all out? Any questions? If not, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest.
Sluggy, sir.
Come on.
Oh, we do have a question in Durham, sir.
Come on.
You gonna give him the mic now, Sluggy, sir.
Shalom, this is Trooper Shemai Bar.
Yeah, come on. What's going on, Trooper? You good?
Khan, I'm good. I just wanted to ask, does the entirety of the Bible abide by the 3 laws of logic?
What was it? 3 laws of logic.
Basically, it's the law of identity, the law of non-contradiction, and the law of excluding the middle.
The law of what?
The
law of logic.
Yeah, the law of identity, the law of non-contradiction, and the law of excluding the middle.
And the law of what in the middle?
Excluding the middle.
Excluding the middle.
I'm
right.
pretty sure.
Right. And what do you call that law?
What do I call it? I call it the 3 laws of logic. It's like
the 3 laws of logic.
Come on.
And you want to know if the Bible goes by the 3 laws of logic?
Yeah, does it abide by it?
Does it abide by it? Akim?
So like I said, I believe that is some kind of philosophical creation from, Europeans. Like from what I'm saying, Plato and Aristotle says that the 3 laws of thought, which are the foundation of logic, were set down by Plato and Aristotle nearly 2,500 years ago. Although Plato used dialect as both a method of reasoning and a philosophical training, Aristotle established a system of rules and strategies for such reasoning, meaning for something to make sense, it has to abide by these rules that they created, or that they came to some conclusion that if it didn't abide by these rules, then it didn't exist. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
Rather.
Okay.
Which Salagi said, which theoretically, if I'm not mistaken, this is something that we would not abide by, because our God can split the ocean. In logic, it makes no sense. In their logic, because that's their God isn't our God. Our God can do all kinds of wonders that the oppressor couldn't even imagine.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken.
Slakia.
Come on.
Slakia. Is it did you mean lacking of reasoning? Not necessarily what's it called? What you just said, I think it's lacking of reasoning. More like yeah, that said thing, like splitting the waters, can have some sort of reasoning behind why it happens.
Why it happens?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna help you with it, right? The oppressor, right? Give me Deuteronomy 32:22.
Like, so you said Deuteronomy 22?
No, 32:22.
Kamakan said, is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 22. For a fire is kindled in mine anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell.
Give me 21. Go with 21.
Kamakan. Verse 21. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people.
To those that are what?
Not a people.
Where did this law come from, young man?
Slakia, say that again.
Where did this law come from?
Are you asking for where it originated?
Yeah.
Currently I'm unaware.
Right. So like that's what you want to do. Where did it come from? What's his name? Yermak looked it up. It came from who?
Plato and Aristotle, sir. 2,500 years ago.
Right. And these are what? These are so-called what? Oppressors.
Yeah,
right? Or as you say, yeah, philosophers. That's what the Esau calls them, philosophers. And what did the Bible say about them?
Okay. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people.
Which are what?
Not a people.
Now listen to this good. Read on.
I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
With a what?
A foolish nation.
You understand? Now his laws and everything works well for who? His law of identity, his law of non-contradiction, his law of excluded middle works well for who?
For him, sir. It's right.
Yes, for him. I want the trooper to answer. But for him, you understand? The laws of this Bible, okay, ain't nothing on this earth that the oppressor didn't try to take from this Bible and try to claim onto himself. You understand what I'm saying, young man? Ain't nothing. You black people, Hispanics, and Native Indians, this Bible, give me Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. Let the young man read. Let the trooper read. Ecclesiastes 12 and 12.
Sluggy, I got it.
So like I said,
no, let the Yermak, you was gonna read it or something?
So I had a little bit more information on what they're how they're trying to use these laws, and it kind of goes against God. So like,
go ahead.
It says the rules of correct reasoning, laws of logic are the rules of correct reasoning. They are also called rules of inference. Correct reasoning can never violate a law of logic. There are many laws of logic, but 3 are considered the most basic or primary.
So now, just to help him out, right? Just to summarize it, basically, the Lord already gave us laws. Why is the bastards going to create more laws? Why? Because the oppressor thinks he's better than the Lord. So he has to go create other laws. He had to go create laws of identity, law of non-contradiction, law of this, excluded the middle.
So
he
like
had to go create these things. Come on.
The very next line, it hits it right on the head. So like it.
Come on.
It says, laws of logic reflect the way God thinks and the way we must think if we are to think correctly.
That's it. Because the oppressor thinks he's better than the Lord. So he comes up with these laws. You understand? But the Bible is unadulterated. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing close to it. And I want where it said none shall want her mate. Somebody find that for me. But give me the one I asked for first.
Salaki, sir.
Uh-huh.
It sounds like the spirit of Esau all in it. It's just for what is a birthright to me type vibe on it out of one.
No. Okay, you're right. But the brother question, the trooper question was, does it align with the Bible? That was a question, right? Trooper?
Come on.
Yeah, he was asking, does it align with the Bible? All right. And I'm answering him like this because he's gonna, you know what I mean, not him alone, but brothers and sisters, they're gonna sit down behind a computer. They're gonna hear these things being said. These things are going to be said. Anything that's outside the Bible that has to do with some law or whatever, logic or whatever, is to disprove the Bible. They have a show, I forget the name of the show, where they try to disprove the miracles that Moses performed in Egypt to destroy all the gods. They had a reason for why the water turned red. They had a reason how Moses' stick staff turned into a snake. They had a reason, or I would say logic, for all of it. And why? Because logic and their laws, they take what? God out of it. Your power. You understand? Which means this has nothing to do with what? Trooper?
Sluggy, the Bible?
Yeah. Takes all of it out. Right? So, read the what scripture I'd call for?
Ecclesiastes 12 and 12.
Yeah, go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiastes 12 and 12.
Mm-hmm. Hold on 1 minute, Trooper. About that one.
Con.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask that about excluded the middle. What do you mean by that?
Meaning there's no gray. No gray. Meaning it's either true or false.
Oh, so that's why they removed the Apocrypha.
Yeah, it's true or false. You understand?
Take out the middle.
Yeah, take the middle out. Right? But as I say, that's their way of trying to lay claim that their logic is better than God's logic. So when people say that that my God don't do this, don't hate, is because they're trying to bring their logic into it, not the Bible, not God. You
And the
understand?
law and the law of creation as well.
Yes. But so read this now, Trooper.
Chapter 12, verse 12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end.
So,
and
what does it mean by that? What does it mean by that? What is he doing here? Is he telling you not to read any book?
Salakia, could you define admonish?
Who gonna pull the dictionary out for him and let him read it? Yeah, you have your phone on you? Trooper, you have your phone on you? Somebody in the room, look up admonish and let the trooper read it for me.
Admonish,
what you all had to do in this class, and if you're all in your buildings, get that Alexa or something working, and just say hey Alexa, or you could just say hey Siri. What does it mean to be admonished? But go ahead.
I have the definition. So admonish, warn or reprimand someone firmly.
So what is he doing? Is he telling you not to read any books?
It's Salakia. I would say law.
No, he's not telling you to read any books, but he's telling you to do what? Anybody you can help.
Basically, be careful.
That's
like
it.
Warning him.
Yeah.
Look, it say down here to avoid. Warn someone of something to be avoided. That's all.
Who's that talking there?
Yeah, Salakia.
Who's that?
So like we got a new student in the class.
Oh, okay.
The Water King. My name is Eric.
Hey, what's going on, brother? You good?
Okay, the Water, and thank you for the class.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my fault. I didn't know. Oh, he got both of the mics. Thank you. I definitely appreciate y'all. I've been throwing stuff around, but the Water King. I'm just visiting. I seen Officer Iraq at Harris Teeter. Oh, so like I seen Officer Iraq at Harris Teeter. I seen the ISK on his shirt, and I had this shalom on him. So and he
shalom.
talked to me.
Yeah, that's shalom him.
Shalom, Salakia. I know, I get it.
Yeah, you're okay. Don't worry. You keep on coming down, brother.
It's more of a brotherhood. I appreciate the wisdom because, like I said, a lot of people walking around they don't know, and we just, to me, I be trying to warn them, but to them, I look like a goofball, and that's how they treat me as I walk and try to warn them. Like I said, you can't even tell an old lady at the grocery store that pork not good for you because she gonna cuss you out.
That's
but you got to tell them anyway to understand that part, you know. And I appreciate the brotherhood, so that's why I'm here. You
understand? Damn right, brother. That's right. Come on.
So like sir, okay. So I have a question based on this topic. I know we way over the time, but just dealing with the young trooper's question, right? So, just understanding how we deal with something like this, where because realistically, if I from my recollection, if I understand the concept of the these laws of thought, these philosophical laws of thought, if my understanding is correct, the Bible does adhere to them, because all it is basically saying that something cannot contradict itself. It's like you can't have contradictions. Whatever is. That's one of the laws. The Bible says that. Let your yea be your yea and your nay be your nay. These things are actually in the Bible way before Aristotle or Plato ever came up with them. So how do we deal with them to say, like, listen, even if the Bible adheres to it, don't try to plug that into the scriptures. Like, avoid that and just go by the Bible.
We're doing it right now, Tabo One. If you was listening, I did say everything the white man says come from where? The Bible. Wherever he's trying to philosophize, he's trying to do what? He's trying to be better than the Most High.
Come on.
You understand what I'm saying? So, of course, if he's pulling it, some of it is going to song as if it's what? Well, this Bible, I had to listen to him.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
Learn the Bible. Focus on the Bible.
Come
Esau, he does not have the Bible. So guess what he has? What he has?
Logic, sir.
Philosophers.
I would say science.
You have prophets. You understand? He has philosophers who give them what? Logic. When guess what? As you're saying, the Bible was made long before all of that. The Bible has hygiene in it. You understand? It has how to deal with plagues in it. It has all of it. But guess what? He has to go what? Philosophize. On stuff.
Hey, Salaki, sir.
Come on.
Smart boy had a question.
Slakia. Yeah. So does the Bible abide by dimensionality? Like the laws of dimensionality, like atemporal and aspatial axes?
Science. Okay, what you asking me, science and logic, it does, all of that is in the Bible. Everything that the oppressor gets that you could prove for a fact came from where? The Bible. You understand? Everything. Your mat came from who? Where mat came from? From Abraham. You can trace it all the way back.
So, Lanky, sir.
Come on.
I would encourage that. He says a trooper or a young man.
A trooper.
That trooper to read First and Second Maccabees and to see what those philosophers did to his ancestors.
No, okay, that's understood, but his question is valid. You have to understand these young men.
I'm not saying it's not valid, but when you read that, you ask yourself, where's the wisdom in all that?
Yes, but that is not his
And then you'll see where the Most High is.
Who phone is that? Hold on.
The Most High's wisdom and outsmart them through us.
Yes, that is, you know what I mean, that we got to hold that for another class, but I'm getting down to the root of it, and the root of it is right in Ecclesiastes. So let him read this other verse.
All right.
Salakia. What was the verse?
The Ecclesiastes. We didn't finish. 12. Yeah, there are more. You there? Anybody helping them? Right.
So like, I don't want. He's looking for the scripture right now.
Okay.
Anybody else got it?
Yeah. Anybody else get it? Let's get it. We up on the time. Come on.
It's like, I think I got it.
Come on.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
And further, by these, my son, be abolished of making many books.
Mm-hmm.
There is no end and much study.
And that making many books come from what? People trying to what? Philosophize. Right? Trying to think that they know more than they, you know what I mean, everybody. Right? Read on.
And much study is a awareness of the flesh.
What does that mean? Anybody? What does that mean?
Like, I don't want to. Brother has a response.
Going into too many doctrines, how your mind going? You understand?
Yes. Going to too many philosophies. Too many of that is going to tire you out to the point whereas the truth is going to be a stumbling block. It's going to be. You understand?
It's like, sir, if I could.
Come on.
Unstable the way. Or lie.
So no time?
Will the precept be scriptures say a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways?
Okay, it's not so much okay, it could lead to being double-minded, but I don't think it's theirs yet. Like I gotta get a little more.
Salakia, sir.
Come on.
It's more like, forever studying and never coming to the knowledge of the truth. It's more like that.
That's what you're reading right now. Right? So let him read on, just for time's sake. Read on. So, somebody take it from Fayetteville. I mean, from Durham. I think Durham had audio problems. Okay.
Verse 13. Let verses hear. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Let us hear what?
The conclusion of the whole matter.
What does the conclusion mean?
The end.
Yes, this is the end of the whole matter. The end of logic, the end of all the books the white man make. The end of all his science that he's tried to lay claim to when it's already written in the Bible thousands of years ago. Right? Read on.
Fear God and keep his commandments.
What?
Fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man.
Right? For this is the whole duty of man. Now, what man are talking about? What man are we speaking about? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Okay.
You understand? That's your duty as a man. You understand? That's the conclusion. Now, the question this is a question. This is a question. Does the laws of what you call it? The law of the three laws of what? Logic.
Law.
What do they call it?
Slakia, that was my first question. I asked the second question.
Yeah, does the three laws of logic and the other question, the dimensional, what you call it?
Dimensionality.
Dimensionality, right? Does that or will that get you to serve the Lord? Meaning, is this it? Will this get somebody off a crack? If you go, will this get somebody off a heroin? Will this stop you from smoking?
Law, I assume not.
No, it wouldn't. You understand? I will focus more on things that is going to get my people off of drugs. I will focus more on things that are going to better my community. You understand? I will focus more on that. You understand?
So like I said,
come on.
So if I could too, like even when it says like you have to think this way to think about God or whatever it said, even in Isaiah 55:8, it says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my way, saith the Lord."
That's a good one too. And give me the one in that I asked for to end it where he says none shall want her meat. But go ahead Trooper. Trooper, you was going to say something.
Yeah, Salakia. I just wanted to ask you if I can get a proper answer for the dimensionality, because I heard something about the angels being transcended upon the third dimension and being fourth dimensional beings.
Yes, they okay. The angels are in the, I forget what dimension. I forget the dimensions.
Fourth.
Okay, I can't tell you off the top of my head correctly, but that whole thing about dimensions, yes, you understand. Like the angels, they are in the one of those dimensions. I think we are in what dimension? We in the, I think they might be in the fourth. We in the third dimension.
So I can, sir, the trooper has the scripture for you, sir.
So with that, if that is what you're asking about, the dimensionality when it comes to the angel being in the fourth and us being in the third, yes.
Okay, so Slakia, this leads to another question. Yeah, do you recall the time when it was? I'm pretty sure it was 3 or 2 angels that appeared in 3-dimensional form that went to Babylon or Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yes. Give me that. I'ma end with this one, right? But give me Isaiah first, and then I'll tell you where to go after. Give me Isaiah first. Where should none shall want to meet.
Come on. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. None
no one
shall...
of you shall fail. Meaning what? Whatever is in that Bible is not going to fail. It's not. All right? Read on.
None shall want her mate, for my mouth it hath commanded.
Right?
And his spirit it hath gathered them.
Right? None shall, did it say none shall want her mate?
Come on.
What does that mean? Anybody? Huh? Go ahead.
So like you, sir, he got the answer. Here you go.
Go ahead.
Nothing can match.
Yeah, nothing can match this Bible. You want to be on a level. You want to be able to debate doctors, lawyers. You learn and understand this Bible. You learn it. And you will be able to debate them. You understand? You'll be able to show them where their logic comes from. Right? Now to the other question, with the angels showing up as in other words, what you're saying as humans, right?
Slakia. Yeah, to finish off the question, I just wanted to ask, like, how is it possible for a fourth dimensional being to basically hold back its existence? Because technically speaking, if we're abiding by dimensionality, it would just be an infinite amount of 3D, correct? So if
Yes,
it's an infinite amount, it wouldn't be able to hold back said infinite, since
Yes.
that said infinite would also be infinite.
Yes, that comes from the oppressor's logic. The Lord don't go by the oppressor logic. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. The Lord does not go by the oppressor's logic. The oppressor, his logic is based on his science, not the Lord's science. You understand? Go to Hebrews 13:2.
Like it, sir.
Come on.
If I could, real quick, I know a good example would be like, the way that the chariots move. They don't move, in a manner that no mechanical device that we have on Earth is able to even function.
Yes.
So like it, sir.
Come on. Hold on. Give me Hebrews 13:2. Let I know we over the time.
I have it.
I'm gonna have to come on. Salakia Yanaza. Come on.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares.
Yes, and that's like where in Sodom and Gomorrah. In Sodom and Gomorrah, we read the story. Trooper, you know what the story with Sodom and Gomorrah?
Khan, I'm aware of it.
Right. Those two angels, what form were they in?
They were in human form. Slakia.
Right. They were in human form. How you know they were in human form? Because it tells you they were what? Two men. Right?
Khan.
Yeah. Now, the logic that the oppressor tries to bring from that, he is trying to do what? When he says something could only be something that is fourth dimensional, explain, say it how you say it.
Slakia. Yeah, something 4D would just be an infinite amount of 3D.
Right.
That's why we can perceive it.
Right. Now, he is saying that to do what?
Based upon evidence, Slakia?
What evidence? What evidence? Hold on.
Yeah, the evidence would just be the first and second dimension. The first and second dimension have no length, width, and height. So as we build an infinite amount of those 2D things, we can make a 3D structure. So us basically we're an infinite amount of 2D. So that's what gives us length, width, and height. And then the 4D would just we could just apply logic to say the same thing can happen throughout all.
Okay, what logic are you applying to it? Whose logic? For you to apply that logic, for you to apply that logic, you have to tell me which oppressor saw an angel.
It's not Slakia. It's not in reference to an angel necessarily. It's just in reference to like what we've seen. So like, if we take a 1D dimension, right, and we build upon it like infinitely, it would just create a 2D dimension, and then the same can be said for the 2D and 3D plane. So that if we're abiding by dimensionality rules, it would just go on so on and so forth for all 12 dimensions.
Okay, so now these angels that were men in Sodom and Gomorrah, the oppressor would have to say they're what? How would he explain that?
Slakia, you really can't, because you can't hold back your existence, Slakia.
And that's because the oppressor, he is a foolish man. That's your oppressor. He's a foolish man. He appears to be this intelligent being, but the Bible calls him a foolish man. Like you trying to understand what the Lord made. The Lord designed this earth. What is his explanation for the what I call it, the God matter? How was the earth created? The earth was created by what? A big bang, the Big Bang theory. But he can't go beyond that because he is not God. You understand? He is not God. And whatever it is, whatever logic he is bringing, his logic is to be in full defiance of God's logic. He's trying to disprove God. That's why most of the people, yes, most of the people that believe in these type of logic, they don't believe in God. They don't. They can't believe in God because how do they explain the angels? How do they explain Melchizedek? They can't. Because for that to happen, this will have to happen. For this to happen, this will have to happen. They're not God. So that's why in Ecclesiasticus they say let's put an end to all of these books and all of this philosophy and all of this logic.
Salakia, sir.
Come on.
Salakia, would you say that we can't really understand something unless it abides by some form of logic? Because it'll kind of Salakia, it'll kind of be like this, like kind of like being able to perceive something that is understandable. Like let's say the fourth dimension. Us humans, we cannot perceive it, nor its time space. We like can't perceive. Pretty sure the edges of the universe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
But why you're doing that when we just have to we got to fear the Lord? How is that going to get my brothers off the street in them classes in the seat with you?
Yeah, Salakia. I'm basically saying how are we supposed to understand something if we have no way of perceiving or understanding it?
Salakia, if I be out on one.
Come on.
We can perceive the things that we understand through day-to-day living. If you put your hand on the stove while it's hot, you will get burned. We look at real life through abstract forms from day-to-day living. The Bible gives us that abstract form of what to do, what not to do, what to eat, what not to eat. Through disobedience, we're able to see whether it's a win or fail. That's what we observe. If the Lord give us a way to peek into what he wants us to see, just like the Jacob's ladder, when we seen the angels going to and fro, that would be something that he would allow us to deal with. Nevertheless, it's our job to be obedient to the law, statutes, and commandments.
Go to I'll end on this, right? Go to Ecclesiastes 1:8. I want a young man to read it.
Like I said, could I read this one more before he get there?
Yeah, come on. While he gets there, yeah.
So like this 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 18, it says, "And let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness."
Yeah. But let's get this one. Let's get this also too. That's a good precept. All right.
So like you, sir.
Come on.
Could we also use the one in Second Esdras? Was it 5 and 4 when he talk about the weight of fire?
Let me hear it.
You still got it.
You're gonna be looking at me sideways. You're gonna be like, you know what? I ain't coming back to this class. It's 9:46 Akim.
Yeah.
So like it, sir, here it is. Second Esdras 4 and 4. Whereof If thou canst declare me one, I will shew thee also the way that thou desirest to see, and I shall show thee whence the wicked heart cometh. Now I'm gonna skip down to verse 11. It says, how shall thy vessel then be able to comprehend the ways of the highest in the world? It's like I'm gonna start at 10. He said, moreover unto thee, thine own things and such are grown up with thee, canst thou not know? So the things you're growing up with, man, you don't even understand that. So how can you? And then verse 11 says, how shall thou vessel then be able to comprehend the ways of the highest, and the world being now outwardly corrupt, to understand the corrupt that is evident in my sight?
So,
like
go ahead.
I just, it sounds like correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like the questions that the brother's asking, he's kind of trying to mix the world's logic with the Bible, when we know that the God of the Bible is not of this world. You get what I'm saying? Like, we can't mix the two. So like,
okay, I don't think he trying to mix it too. He just asking whether it aligns with the Bible. Right? I don't think you're trying to mix the two. Are you trying to Trooper, you are asking if it aligns with the Bible?
If it's like, if what aligns with the Bible?
What your
question?
Questions, yeah.
Okay, so you're saying you're saying the question I asked, how are we able to perceive something, or not perceive, but understand something that's illogical, correct? Is that what you're in reference to?
No. I'm just asking you questions. The question that you're asking, are you trying to see whether it aligns with the Bible?
No, Slucky, I'm asking, how is it possible? That's what I'm asking.
It's like, because I don't want.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. So like, I know the question you're asking, but they're asking about your series of questions. What Cap is saying is, are you trying to mix it with the Bible, or are you just asking, does the Bible align with these things that you've been taught exist? These
yeah, does it align?
So yeah, so that's what he's asking.
Okay.
Yes, right. So I'm telling you that it does not align. All of it does not align. For you to know what aligns, you're going to have to do what you're doing right now. Come on, ask. You understand? Most of it is him trying to disprove the Bible. That's what it is. So now read verse 8, Ecclesiastes 1 and 8.
Come on. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 8. All things are full of labor.
Yeah. What does it mean by all things are full of labor?
Labor would be a form of work, correct?
Yes. Correct. So everything you just talk about has to deal with some form of what?
Work.
Yeah. Has to do with some form of work. For them to come up with these laws, they have to do what? They can't just, like say it. They had to do what? Try to prove it. It's work. You understand? It's work. It's a lot of work. Read on.
Man cannot utter it.
Man cannot what?
Man cannot utter it.
Meaning what?
Basically, man can't speak it or understand it.
That you get into it. No, that is it. That is it. Most of the things you're speaking about is Esau trying to understand the Lord. He is trying to be God. He is trying to replace God with his logic. Read on.
Come on. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the
eye is what? What does that mean?
what you so whatever you see, you're not like satisfied with.
Yeah, you walk in as Zion was saying. You get up, you seeing everything around you. You seeing the plants, seeing the grass, seeing animals, seeing everything. But yet still you ain't satisfied with that. You ain't satisfied with that. Read on.
Come on. Nor the ear filled with hearing.
Right. No, the air filled with what? Hearing. So meaning what?
I guess the same way with seeing you. So if you hear it, you're not satisfied with it.
Yeah. And that's the oppressor. That's how he thinks. He's not satisfied with these men looking like angels. He has to be like, now how they were the angels? Because according to this logic, this has to be the case. According to this dimension, this has to happen. Negro, did you make the dimensions? Do you make anything on this earth? Did you create that child in that woman's womb? You didn't. You didn't. And I'm not saying you. I'm speaking about Esau.
Slucky.
Come on.
Slucky. Are you trying to say that just because a person hasn't made something, they can't understand it?
No, meaning this. You don't know where that child come from, where that spirit come from. You trying to create it where? In a lab, like God. You don't know. But the Bible tells you where it come from. It come from where? The Lord. Right?
Come on.
But the oppressor, he is not satisfied with that. He is not. So he goes, and just to end on all of this, his whole logic, as I said, is to disprove the Lord. His whole study is to try and do what? Disprove the Lord. This law of this, the law of that. That is what? His labor. And that's his labor. You and me, the Bible says, let's fear what? Let's fear the Lord. Right? Next week, come with more questions, Trooper. All right? But I'm have to end it is 9:55. And then brothers watching me sideways. Salakia Akim. But I had to, you know what I mean? I had to, you know what I mean, take on the young man, the Trooper question. All right? Good question. Good questions, I should say. All right, with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to priest and officer, the Baramat, the Rashamat.
Sir, Batizawan.
Batizawan, priest and officer, Batizawan.
Come on, sir. To all the Akim, let's give one courtesy salute to the teachers, men of Israel. Amajim, Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shah Barakatham.
Yahweh Shemi Al-Shah Barakatham.
Men of Israel, give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Sar, men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shah. Yadmatat. Security announcements. Salaki. This is the ISUPK security announcements. We got an ISUPK start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters entering the class. When a new brother or sister enters the class, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves over the world. If they are in need of transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, brothers and sisters will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18-21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10th in the Hebrew, or ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest funds, free will offerings for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. For our uploaded convocations, we got the Feast of Purim. It's the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. Thursday the 13th of March and Friday the 14th of March, 2025. It's found in Esther 9:20-31, I do believe. And with that, it's like your Passover. Pay your Passover fees, man. You know, if you have not done so, hurry up and get them in. Get the ball rolling, man. Commander General Yohanan and already footed the bill. Let's pay these tithes, man. Pay these Passover funds. Let's get right. Passover is April 12th. I do believe, man. Make sure you're in the building in Atlanta, Georgia. With that, shalom, Israel.